Now, the Wolverines, who very, very much so needed a big resume-boosting road win today, almost had one. 7-point lead with just over a minute left to play. 4-point lead with 30 seconds left in this game. An and one three-pointer by Peyton Sandford sends it to overtime. And then another and one shortly after on a little box out putback offensive rebound. Sandford was phenomenal down the stretch run of this game. A lot of guys were phenomenal offensively in this game. Jett Howard had 34 points, 7 3-pointers made. He didn't score from the field for the final 12 minutes of this game, and he had 34 points. This was an Iowa basketball game to a T, a very entertaining basketball game, and ultimately the Hawkeyes get the win. So, Laval, let's throw it to you first here. Pretty crushing loss for the Wolverines with where they're at this point. Is that fair to say?
Devastating. I can't imagine. I mean, I'm watching it, and they're up 4. So, you know, typically you're up 4, and it's a 2-possession game. You know, maybe they get a quick 2. Now you got to make free throws. And the foul on the 3-point shot and one was like, you know, the somebody at Iowa City's living right, man, for that to happen. So, yeah, it was crushing. I mean, you look at where Michigan is with no quad 1 wins up to this point. You know, a road win is a big, big deal, especially in conference play, and they've been playing really well since the Big Ten started. Jett Howard was phenomenal. He reminds me of Danny. You're an ACC guy, T.O. He reminds me of Danny Green. Like, you know, he's got a Danny Green type game. Now,
Danny Green type build.
Yeah,
like
just
big
he's got
broad
the size
shoulders
to get his shot off. He doesn't need a whole lot of space, and you know, he was cooking tonight.
I think he handles it a little bit better than Danny.
A little bit better, yeah.
He doesn't guard like Danny did.
I gotta say, we might have to call him Annie Green because there's no D. With
yeah, he doesn't guard like that. And then, yeah,
well done, Gregory. Well done.
Peyton Sandford was huge. So it was interesting. Just Hunter wasn't, you know, they doubled him. They played zone to try to, you know, nullify what Hunter Dickinson could bring to the table, and it worked. Jett Howard got loose. Then late, I think that's it's the guards late making plays. I thought Lil Doug hit a big 3, and I thought that was going to do it for him. And Kobe Buffkin hit a big pull-up jump shot to put him up 4, and it seemed like the game was over. And then they, you know, just made the mistake of fouling. And, you know, Peyton Sandford, like you said, he was phenomenal down the stretch. I mean, he had some big clutch shots. So it's a very, very tough loss. Iowa City, you know, talk about Iowa just responding to, you know, McCaffrey's son having to step aside, and they've kind of rallied behind that since then, and had multiple people stepping up. And Keegan Murray was like, he's off the charts good, man. He's really, really, really talented.
Yep. The better Murray, Chris Murray.
Yeah.
The better Murray. I'm riding that wave. They were good, guys. I mean, Iowa, they show some serious grit. Like, they'll be down 15 points. Where were they down 15 to Indiana? Come back 21. And win that game.
21 in that game.
Yeah, 21, excuse me. They go to Rutgers and win. Rutgers is tough. Like, you go play at the rack and you win at the rack. I mean, that's a tough bunch. I mean, they're battling.
That's a zoo. I mean, it's
insane. I love it. I love that place. I went up there and called one game on the radio, and it's like you're in shoot around like the track teams running laps. Like, it's truly like an old school joint. Like I'm a big fan of the rack. I thought that was such a cool venue. And then it was like then they continue to just kind of progress, and they just battle and chip away and chip away and chip away. And then it'll be just 1 or 2 big plays that'll just flip the momentum. And today it happened to be Sandford. Sandford. And I was like, he was good. Like, coming off screens, that 4-point play was big time. Like, not only did he beat, who was it? Jett Howard that fouled him?
I think it was Kobe.
It was Kobe Buffkin.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. So it was
good action. Buffkin. I mean, great action they ran.
Yeah, great action. He comes off, and he has great body balance at the top. Like, did he kick his feet a little bit? Yeah, but like, that was a foul. Went back and watched it again after Greg aired his grievances. But like, it was a foul, and like, he turned it right into that shot.
And he had to make the shot.
Like, yeah, it was pretty.
It wasn't just getting fouled on it. He had to make the shot.
Yeah,
it was a hell of a shot. It was a
hell of a shot, and he got fouled. And he had great balance, straight up and down. Gets absolutely hammered on the shot, and is able to knock it down. Like he played it.
I
He
think-
played really well, man.
The thing
Like,
I find interesting about the game, it was Michigan defensively. If you look, I was looking at just one as we got into conference play 4 or 5 games in. I stopped as a coach paying attention to the all game stats and just looked at like what are guys doing in conference play, because that's when you really find out. People know you, they know your game, they know your system, and I think it's funny to watch. You start watching these games now. It's like systems versus systems and styles versus styles. As much as it's the players, it is, those like Ed Cooley, his style and their system is contradictory to UConn's offensive system. So it's gonna end up mucking up all the sets. And so just those things, like Iowa, they mix in the zone so they can take away your big guy. They got to get out to Michigan. Have been defending the 3-point line best in the league, or second best in the league in conference games, and they gave up 12 of them tonight, and a huge one with the and one. And they had their defense had been holding people, and Iowa scores. So it was, could Iowa get a stop when they needed one? They didn't, but they had the ball last. Tied it up. They tied it up. Michigan couldn't get one when they needed one, in which they had been, their defense had been holding them down recently.
Let me ask you guys this, and Laval, I want to ask you in particular, like the Murray brothers, like they just have a way to quietly get 30, like to where they just got it's.
Yeah,
it's
they don't
never
sweat.
Like, huh?
They don't sweat.
They don't sweat.
They don't break a sweat. It's unbelievable.
Like Keegan can do it. He was a phenomenal college player. Like Chris has turned into that guy for them this year.
Did you ever see their dad? Do you know their dad?
Uh-uh.
So Kenyon Murray's their dad. I grew up watching Kenyon Murray play. Greg knows he's a Battle Creek, Michigan
Kenyon,
guy. I grew up in Albion. It's 25 minutes away. So like we're in middle school watching Battle Creek Central, Kenyon Murray, Demetrius Van Sickle. Like they were loaded up. Albion High School, my hometown, we were really good. So he played with a guy from my hometown, Monteer Glasper, at Iowa, the dad, Kenyon, and he was a stud. How you produce 2 sons that are better than you is it's the dream of all basketball dads, right? Like
you're not leaving the gym. You're not allowed to leave.
And then like pros. First round pick pros.
Yeah, first round pick pros.
But
I got
it's
amazing.
One
like they
question.
just. Oh, sorry, Greg. Go ahead.
No, I just have one question with this, and then we're gonna actually cut to an interview we did with Peyton Sanford in just a moment. But
so I'm not allowed to finish.
Chris Murray, man, he played like 18 minutes a game last year.
Yeah,
like what? This dude was good last year. We saw Keegan played 18 minutes before his breakout year. Like what is going on with this McCaffrey staff, man? Who's the national player of the year next year that we don't know about yet?
Yeah, if his last name starts with an M and finishes with an Uri, like he might be national player of the year. Now it's just their ability to like I hate to use the phrase chip away because I just used it talking about Iowa, but they'll get 2, then they'll get another easy layup, then they'll get fouled, they'll hit a couple free throws, and then it'll just be an easy catch and shoot 3. And it's like they're not the loudest points in the building, but like they just continue to like the entire game. It's a relentless, like just continue to do the right thing to put yourself into position. It's really remarkable. It's really remarkable.